Greetings from Returning Citizen Association. Hello, my name is Ricky Gaines. I am the founder and the president of Returning Citizen Association.
Hello, I'm Andrea Gaines, and I am currently a member of Returning Citizen Association. I have been a member for about 2 years, and I have never personally been to prison or in the system, but I have been affected all the same. I currently represent families who have been system impacted, and I 100% support the mission, which is to increase the economic, political, and social capital of returning citizens. Reentry is a process. We definitely want to be able to provide those resources for those individuals and their families because we want to reduce the recidivism rate. We want to be able to not have those individuals return back into the system. Also, we do want to be able to support the various programs and services that we currently do. We have weekly non-clinical mental health support groups. We have Building Resilient Summit series. We also do mentorship during the week, like almost every day, where we have people call us from the prison and we do mentorship with them. We definitely believe in second chances, so for those who are willing, we definitely want to be able to provide that platform for them to be able to, have a safe space and one that makes sense. So I just wanted to share that bit of piece. Also, with that, I'll just pass it on to the founder and executive director, which is Ricky Gaines. Thank you.
RCA. RCA is a nonprofit organization focused on system impacted people and our families. Our mission is to increase the economic, political, and social capital of returning citizens in the United States. And our goal is to decrease the recidivism rate. That's important to us because for myself, I'm a former system impacted person, or I'm a returning citizen, what we like to call. And with that being is, we say once we come out of that stuff, never to return. And if we never return to that madness that got us crossed up in that unhappy life in to begin with, right? Then we say that if we never return to that stuff, then we directly have a impact on that recidivism rate going down. And that's huge to us, and that's what we focused on, decreasing the recidivism rate. And we do that by various methods. So we have these programs that we have implemented. Our established date is 2022 formally, but we've been meeting and doing this work for about maybe 3 years now. So one of our programs is our non-clinical mental health support group, which is really huge. We meet every week for 2 hours a week from 4 to 6 p.m. And that's important. That's where we like to show our social supports. We say social supports are the things that we need to navigate this trauma and this system impacted stuff. So we have our non-clinical mental health support group every week, and it's important for people to have a safe space to come in, talk about their struggles or talk about their triumphs, and then like to share information that will help other system impacted people. So that's our one program. Our other program is our reentry mentorship program. This is important to me because we allow people that's in jail or prison to call us once a week and spend one hour with one of us on the phone as a mentor. And we provide this mentorship since we have navigated that system, and what we like to say came out on the right side. We are all living, law-abiding lives. We have families. We are, gainfully employed. All of those good things that come with being a citizen. Now we try to mentor others with that whole process and try to, what we like to say is like, get your mindset changed. Change the mindset before you come home, because we know that if people come home and their mindset's not changed, it's going to be even more challenging. So that's our reentry mentorship program. Then we have our Building Resilient Summit series. This is really huge because this is where we get out into the community, where we have these public events, and we get three system impacted people, or one system impacted people and 2 other people around them, to tell their story about resilience. Everyone has a story, and this is a very powerful and impactful event where we have a panel discussion after everyone speaks, and the audience is to ask questions. Well, for me, that's important because it's important for us to get out into the community and find out what the issues are. So that's where we rub shoulders with the community and build this resilience. Our 4th program is our Tapped In magazine, something that I'm extremely happy and proud about. Our Tapped In magazine, this summer we debuted our Tapped In magazine, which is a brand new publication designed to go inside the institutions and go inside the jails and then come out here to our families so that people can learn about these issues. And like, one thing that we say, we want to change the mindset, so we want to send successful stories inside the institution so that people can hear about and learn about the successful returned citizen, so that they can see themselves as being a successful returned citizen. We don't want people to be in those institutions and be thinking about ways to be better criminals. Like, that's not, that's really not an option for RCA. So we want to share pathways to citizenship, what we like to call it. And that's our fourth program, our Tapped In magazine. Yes. And our next program is our Youth Resilience Summit series. So that's where we do the same thing as our Building Resilience Summit series, but we kind of steer it to the youth. So we want to talk directly to the youth about how they can have this resilience for the things that they're going to face in life. And way before they begin getting in trouble, we want to try to get them some options, right? And that's called the Youth Resilience Summit series. And we ask that we meet at parents and administrators, and we ask to get their buy-in with this program, because once the youth go through this program, then we're going to have what we call this hotline, this youth hotline. So if they're going through some issues, they can call this phone. And they've been through our Youth Resilience Summit series, so they know some of the tools that we talked about, so we can kind of refer or like refresh that stuff for them if they're in the issue. Our next program is our podcast. So we have a podcast. It's called A Conversation with Returning Citizen Association. We started this thing, I believe, is in late 2022. And lately we've been curating episodes, right? So we have about 8 or 9 episodes. We haven't released them yet. We're curating them, and we're making more because we're going to release them in like seasons. So yeah, so we have a podcast. It's called A Conversation with Returning Citizen Association. It's on Spotify if you look for it. Our next program is our Youth Mentorship Program. And this is pretty new because we are in collaboration with another organization that allowed us to use the space. So this program is going to have where we meet with a young person once a week on a Saturday, and then we add that up with, we meet with them for 1 hour, and then we add that to a 15 to a 30-minute phone call a week, right? And then, so that's 2 contacts with us throughout the week, and then it's a 24-week program, 6-month program. So within that 24-week program, 8 of those weeks, we will be doing our podcast, and we will have the young person like filming or editing, some kind of way like learning this life skill about videography, audio, and the whole production thing. So that's pretty exciting, to be having that process going on with a young person. And let's see, our next program that's it, number 7. So we have 7 programs. I'll say what's our bread and butter is our non-clinical mental health support group, because we do that thing weekly. So that's like 52 weeks a year. And people always tell me about how therapeutic it is, how sometimes they talk about how they didn't know they was a returned citizen, or they forgot they was a returned citizen, because one of the things that I tried to highlight in my transition back to the community is I always heard about people who got out of incarceration and they came back, right? Something happened and they end up coming back. Now, we always heard about those stories, but we never ever heard about the stories about the person that got out and never returned, got out and been successful, lived with their life, right? So I said that I want to take upon myself to create a new vision for people that system impacted, right? The vision don't have to be going back to your old neighborhood, becoming some kind of drug person or gang member or whatever, right? We talking about changing our lives, changing our mindsets, and now living the life that we should have led from the very beginning. And for myself, it was a lot of prayer, a lot of education, and a lot of just like soul searching, trying to figure out what got me crossed up in that stuff. And I realized it was trauma. I was involved in an indirect domestic violence incident when I was a young person, and my mother was shot. And I had no idea that I knew it was bad, but I had no idea that was so traumatizing to me that it changed the trajectory of my life. And I went through life like, you know, like it didn't happen. Is trying to deny it because of the pain and the hurt that I felt behind it. But once I realized what was driving me, like my trauma was really driving me, then I had to deal with it. And once I learned how to deal with it, and I developed these coping mechanisms, God just put it on my heart to like share this stuff with others. And it very much resonates with other system impacted people. We have a membership or about maybe a solid 15, but at any given day, you'll get, you know, 19 to 20 to 30 people around us in these meetings or at our events. So I just say thank you very much for, you know, listening to me. I hope I can explain it properly. I don't know, but thank you so much. Check out our website, www.returningcitizensassoc.org. Thank you. Have a great day.